Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I am Poonam Dua. Today we will discuss a very famous Victorian novel, Wuthering Heights and its themes, written by Emily Bronte. Emily Bronte, who published only one novel actually. This is the one, Wuthering Heights, and it has got various themes, theme of love, romance, and revenge. Majorly, we will concentrate on the theme of revenge and how futile it is to go for a revenge. Let us proceed to our video now. After watching this video, you will be able to write down a perfect essay questions on this topic.
So today we will do analysis of this novel. Many times my students ask this question, कि we know the story already, why do we need to dive deeper into analysis? Analysis actually of any novel and its theme is extremely crucial, extremely important. On the most basic level, the purpose of analysis is to understand the book, to actually figure out what the book is trying to say, or at least figure out what it is saying to you at least. What was the author trying to communicate, and how did the author, he or she, uh, interpret his or her ideas? So it becomes quite a useful exercise if you think of it as the identification of the meaningful theme and then the investigation of the literary tools, if applicable, like diction, imagery, symbolism, literary devices that the author basically used to reveal the theme. So to understand a novel, poetry, drama deeply, we need to do a greater amount of analysis. Let us see, other than this futility of revenge, what are the major themes of this novel. There are many more themes, few other themes like contrast between Thrushcross Grange and Wuthering Heights. There are two prominent places in this novel. Then we can concentrate on race, class and education as well, and a small amount of supernatural or gothic is also present in this novel. But in this video we will majorly talk about revenge theme and how रिवेंज इज बेसिकली फ्यूटाइल, किस तरीके से यूजलेस होता है रिवेंज. समथिंग रिवेंज इज समथिंग दैट यू डू टू पनिश somebody who has hurt you or who has made you suffer, or at least you imagine that the person did it, but there is no use of revenge that this novel proves. So, as we have been saying since the beginning, revenge is the major theme of Wuthering Heights. And to understand Wuthering Heights में revenge किस तरीके से use किया गया, we need to understand कि revenge के features होते क्या हैं. Revenge has been a major part in many of the plays since the time of Shakespeare, और उससे पहले के भी बहुत सारे plays में revenge एक central feature, central aim हुआ करता था. चाहे आप हेमलेट की बात करें और बहुत सारे और ऐसे प्लेस हैं जिनमें हमें रिवेंज नजर आता है. तो लेट अस सी कि बेसिकली रिवेंज के फीचर्स पहले क्या होते हैं, देन वी विल गेट टू सी कि आर दीज फीचर्स एप्लीकेबल टू वुथरिंग हाइट्स. Revenge is something in which dominant motive is revenge. Revenge for a रियल और इमेजिन्ड इंजरी. जैसे कि आप हमारे हीथ क्लिफ की बात कर सकते हैं. बहुत सारी इंजरीज उनकी रियल थी, जैसे कैथरीन गॉट मैरिड टू एडगर, but Edgar had actually done nothing, Isabella has actually done nothing, and the next generation for sure did nothing. But he was adamant to exercise his revenge upon everyone, and this was the form which was very popular during the Elizabethan and Jacobean period. In the very beginning of the novel, Heathcliff, an orphan, is brought into a family and is supposed to be treated like a son. But instead of being treated like a son by the boy of the family, Hindley, he is treated like a servant. That is the major reason he goes for revenge against Hindley. And the next reason that he has is that his sweetheart, his lover, Catherine, gets married to another person whose name is Edgar. So these are the two basic people he wants to exercise his revenge upon. But not only these, he does not even spare their descendants, both of them's descendants. The novel is dominated by Heathcliff's revenge against Hindley and his descendants for his mistreatment of him, and against Edgar and his descendant for Catherine, his sweetheart, his lover's death. The novel's major concentration is the revenge of Heathcliff, but even Hindley at the initial stages goes for a revenge. Hindley's father brought an orphan boy Heathcliff from a place called Liverpool, and Hindley could not digest the fact that how can somebody else has a share in my father's love and or property. So Hindley takes revenge on Heathcliff for taking his place at Wuthering Heights by denying him an education, and in the process separates Heathcliff and Catherine deliberately or non-deliberately. Now let us see why does revenge remain futile for Heathcliff specially. रिवेंज एक सेंट्रल फोकस है इस नॉवेल का, हीथक्लिफ की लाइफ का, एंड इन फैक्ट ड्राइव्स मोस्ट ऑफ द डिसीजंस ही मेक्स later in the novel. Though Heathcliff gains some bitter satisfaction, थोड़ा सा satisfaction जरूर मिला होगा Heathcliff को by causing pains for others, but actually what does he achieve? Nothing. Was he happy about it? I don't think so. Heathcliff eventually achieves his entire plan of revenge, including marrying Isabel and mistreating the whole generation of next ones. नेक्स्ट वंस में हमारे लिटिल कैथी आते हैं, लिंटन आता है, हेटन आता है, उनको किस तरीके की मिसट्रीटमेंट की जरूरत थी. इवन हीथक्लिफ डज नॉट नो कि व्हाई डज ही मिसट्रीट देम. His motive was to gain the control of Thrushcross Grange and Wuthering Heights both. That he achieved, लेकिन उसके बाद भी तो हैप्पीनेस नहीं मिली थी हीथक्लिफ को. By the end of the novel, Heathcliff dies alone. Heathcliff जी अकेले ही मरते हैं. Even nobody in the family, nobody in any kind of distant people of him likes him, have a positive attitude about him. So what is the use of this kind of revenge? Heathcliff's death alone and desperation for his lost love represents the futility of this whole struggle throughout all these approximately 20 years. Though he achieved his desired revenge on those living and dead who had wronged him, according to him, he remains unfulfilled, unsatisfied in his true desire, and his true desire was to be reunited with Katie, which can only be achieved in death. So he could achieve everything, everybody's love even earlier, but he never tried to do so. He had earned enormous amount of money and he could gain control of everybody by giving them love, but instead he collected hatred from everyone. This is not a good type of revenge. Let us see the futility of this revenge. How revenge is completely futile in this novel. Revenge is one of humanity's greatest motivators. हमें बहुत ज़्यादा motivate करता है किसी से भी हमें बदला लेना हो, छोटी से छोटी बात का, बड़ी से बड़ी बात का. And this is the one which drives people to take extreme measures to get even. बस हमें अपना बदला लेना है. We can go to any extreme. The same thing was done specifically by Heathcliff and to some extent by Hindley as well. But look at both of these characters. Heathcliff and Hindley both die unhappy. They were not happy at the last stage of their life, and both of them are succeeded by Hayton unsure. So we can say that people do not attain complete satisfaction and happiness through any kind of revenge, any kind of vengeance, but instead are inflicted with greater self-injury. सोच सोच कर सिर्फ अपने आप को ही नुकसान ज्यादा पहुंचाते हैं. In the novel Wuthering Heights, Emily Bronte reveals the futile nature of revenge through the demise, unhappy, unsatisfied demise of Heathcliff and Hindley Earnshaw, and through the success of Hayton Earnshaw. Hayton, a character who is quite pure and forgives everyone and shows his tormentor compassion for everyone. So if you are full of compassionate nature, then you can attain happiness. But if you are full of revenge, always you will most probably die unhappy. As I told in very beginning, revenge is the major theme of this novel. There are many more themes I discussed in the beginning as well, but revenge is the most imminent one. The reason, the fact that leads to the protagonist, specifically Heathcliff I'm talking about, to his dismal kind of fate. Emily Bronte proves here that there is no peace in attaining revenge upon your wrongdoer. जिसने आपके साथ कुछ गलत किया उस पर revenge exercise करने से कुछ नहीं होगा. In the end, that will prove to be a self injury. आप ही ज्यादा injured feel करेंगे, and that damage, जो damage आपने खुद को पहुंचाया ना in the process of taking the revenge, that damage will be more damaging than the original wrong. Originally आपके साथ कुछ गलत हुआ होगा, जरूर हुआ होगा, no doubt about that, लेकिन आपने रिवेंज के प्रोसेस में अपने आप को जितना नुकसान पहुंचा लिया ना, वो नुकसान उस ओरिजिनल नुकसान से बहुत ज्यादा होगा. So it is not advisable to go for revenge. So this is the end of the session. You may join the classes to cover all the topics in a great amount of detail, along with the live classes. You get the PDFs as well, the important questions, discussion, live discussion in the class as well. You may click the link given in description to join the classes. Thanks a lot for watching. Best of luck for your exams, and please do not forget to share and subscribe the channel.